Origins, welcome to J-16, and this is, did a Chinese J-16 lock on to two US stealth fighters? Assuming F-35s? J-16? Bullshit. I mean, J-20 is like a latest plane, it's a 5th gen plane. J-35 is like another variant of it, but it's smaller. I'm guessing how F-35 is compared to F-22. So J-20 is big one, J-35 is small one, but J-16 is the old plane. It's like F-18 or some shit, right? 4.5 or 4th generation, something like that. Yeah, I don't think J-16 locked onto US stealth fighters. And there could be many nuance to it. What does that mean? It locked onto it, how, in what condition? Most people don't realize, like in any kind of warfare, there are limitations. How did it lock onto it, right? With India-Pakistan thing, or people like, oh, by the way, oh, look at the Pakistan shot down Rafale. Yeah, Rafales were tied down. Like they were told not to engage Pakistan military. They were attacking terrorist sites. So Pakistan shoots back, yeah, he's going to take down Rafales. Shit like that. So I don't know what this is. But it's going to be interesting. Let's watch one.
So a Chinese fighter pilot went on Chinese state television to claim that he locked on to two American stealth fighters at the same time in a dramatic air-to-air interaction that sounds like it was ripped right out of the script for Top Gun 3. And I've had a lot of folks ask me now if I think these claims are true, and more to the point, if I think China's J-16 really could lock on to American F-22s or F-35s. So let's start with what the pilot Li Chao from the PLA Western Theater Command had to say. And I'll quote his translation right from the point in which he says he spotted two foreign jets approaching him from the cockpit of his J-16. Quote, "They headed straight toward our two aircraft. Their intention was very clear. It was a provocation. With our backs to the territorial sea line, we had to intercept them." From there, he claims that he locked onto...
If US wants to provocate you, they'll probably throw a bunker buster bomb at your bases with using B-2 stealth bomber. That's how US would provocate you, not with this.
One of the American fighters, while the other broke away at high speed and locked onto him. At that point, Lee claims that he did a barrel roll, flying inverted directly over the American fighter like Maverick scoping out a MiG-28. And I will...
This is equivalent to that Ryan George skit. He did a backflip, snapped his guy's neck, and saved the day. He did barrel roll, okay.
Quote him again. "At that moment, my canopy was just 10 to 15 meters away from his. After completing this maneuver, I simultaneously locked onto both foreign fighter jets. In the end, both aircraft withdrew." Now, there is no evidence of this interaction provided by the
Chest pump, there you go. I'm pretty sure like Xi Jinping gave him like a medal and a Mercedes or Chinese equivalent Mercedes after saying this shit. There you go.
Chinese military or Chinese state television. But let's the benefit of the doubt and say that he really did share some airspace with American F-22s or F-35s at some point in the past year. I mean, intercepts between Chinese and American air...
F-22s? Probably F-35s. I don't think US would use F-22 there. Yeah, this is like Conor McGregor trying to flex that I'm gonna kill Brock Lesnar. Is Conor more accomplished? That analogy doesn't work here. US is more accomplished. Okay. Brock Lesnar is 300 pounds. Why am I using him as an analogy? Because he's the most famous guy from heavyweight division, whatever. The point is, F-22, really? I don't think so. F-35, maybe you locked onto it. F-22 will fly past you like it's nothing. One thing I realized recently, that there are radars that pick up F-35s and shit like that. They wouldn't be able to pick up F-22 because their cruising speed is much faster. They have twin jets. That is just enough of edge to basically run past shit. Before you can detect it, it's gone. F-35 doesn't have that. F-22, I don't think so. Maybe F-35.
Craft are not at all uncommon, especially over the vast expanses of the South China Sea that China has illegally laid claim to. So that part's believable. So let's focus on Lee's claims, starting with how the interaction began, when he visually spotted two American 5th generation fighters heading toward his 4th generation J-16. In other words, he did not detect these aircraft until they intentionally closed with him head-on until they were within visual range. And I hate to break this to Lee, but that
Yo, my man, should we go close? Ah, it's just J-16. What is he going to do? That's what happened here. Oh, it's J-16's 4th generation. What the fuck is he going to do? Sneeze at us? Okay. That doesn't look good, man. This is like like some grown-ass muscular adult man trying to fight a kid and pretending to back down. And kid is like, ah, fuck that guy up. Like, I'm small, but fuck that. Yeah, okay. It's J-16.
doesn't sound like he intercepted them. That sounds a lot more like they intercepted him, and he just didn't even know about it until they walked up and booped him on the nose. Now, after that, he claims that he locked onto one of these American fighters while the other took up position to lock onto him. Now, these aircraft aren't in a real fight, and these countries are not at war. So what Lee said is that he escalated this interaction by locking onto one of those aircraft, and the American aviators responded in kind. But then he claims that he came up on...
This is like saying I got close to a fighter. Where? In a bar. So, you weren't in a cage fight. You didn't get close to him in a cage fight. He wasn't fighting you. Okay. This is like I said start of the video. There's a nuance to this. When Rafales were like attacking sites in Pakistan, they were told not to attack Pakistan military. And they're like, we shot down Rafale. Yeah, those pilots were told not to fight back against Pakistan. So if you launch SAM attack at them and just take them down, of course Rafale's gonna get shot down. This is not some rocket science. And be like, oh, look at that. Such a great Rafales couldn't work here. Yeah, okay, it's not Indian planes, it's French planes. There's no bias saying it's one of the best planes on the planet. It's not Indian planes. You didn't shot down French planes like that, like they just sucks. They don't suck. It's nuance to it.
One of those American fighters and, again, executed a barrel roll over it and somehow magically ended up behind both of those stealth fighters in the process so he could quickly lock onto each and demonstrate his aviation superiority. And here's the thing. Stealth fighters are designed for BVR, or beyond visual range engagements, meaning these American jets could have taken out that J-16 long before Lee ever spotted them with his Mark I eyeballs. Once you're within visual range, stealth isn't really a factor anymore, because stealth does not mean invisible, and you can still lock onto stealth aircraft as long as you're close enough. And that's before we even consider the possibility that these jets may have been flying with Lunenburg lenses or radar reflectors on, as they often do, to mask their stealth profile. Or how the J-16's infrared search and track targeting could certainly lock onto heat signatures produced by stealth jets when you are, again, at that kind of close range. All that is to say that locking onto stealth fighters after they already took you by surprise and then did you the favor of coming closer until you finally realized they were there is not exactly the flex that Chinese state media seems to think it is. And while that doesn't mean it's impossible that Lee really could have gotten that lock, his story sounds to me like it either demonstrates a pretty serious lack of understanding of how air combat plays out, or it's just a bunch of nonsense. But either way, it was good for a laugh.
Yeah, that's common theme with China/Pakistan Chinese things, Pakistan's Chinese things. They're doing the same thing. Oh, look at that, we shot Rafale. Yeah, but we blew up all your airports and everything. Yeah, we shot down Rafale, we basically won. Oh, okay. Did you feel like you won? Okay. Yeah, the J-16, come on, man. That's, if you said J-20, it was like, did that really? Okay, J-16. It's not just about like next generation of stealth plane, it's newer plane. J-20 is newer. It has better like equipments in it, better radars, better targeting system. J-16 is not gonna have all those things. So it's not just about generations, right? Same thing with like like many military things, anti-air thing, right? Like S-300 versus S-400. People say, oh, S-400 just means 100 kilometers more. No, it has better systems. It detects better. S-400 performs much better than S-300. Same thing with S-500. I'm just saying because that's like whatever counterpart to America that is, like THAAD and things like that. If there is a new generation of things, something like Aegis and things, it's gonna perform better because it's better technology in it. Straight like that. But yeah. Well, did a Chinese J-16 lock onto 2 US stealth fighters by chance sandboxx? Yeah, I highly doubt this shit. Right? J-16, no. Right? I'll see you next time.